Other news now, a mid-air tragedy over in Nassau County. 3 people were killed when a small plane broke apart and scattered debris across a neighborhood in Syosset. CBS 2's Lou Young is at the scene where investigators are trying to figure out what went wrong today. Lou?
Yeah, evidence of this crash, this accident began to fall from a slate gray sky at mid-afternoon, and tonight they're still not sure they found all the pieces. 2 men and a woman who are on the plane are dead, and the people who live in this neighborhood here are shaking their heads in disbelief. A federal crash investigator arrived on the scene just after sunset. He found a scattering of plane wreckage and 3 bodies spread over 2 miles of suburbia. The plane fell out of a low overcast just after the pilot declared an emergency.
Partial panel, we've lost our vacuum system, sir.
Student athletes practicing outside Syosset High School heard what followed.
It was like a couple big bangs, and then we just a minute later we saw everything fall.
I look up and there's pieces literally falling out of the sky, and I knew my house is right over there, and there's literally pieces scattered everywhere, and girls were crying, and it was so terrifying.
Emergency crews responded to numerous 911 calls. 3 nearby schools were put on lockdown.
I got some thrown plane down. I got multiple pieces of the plane in the rear yard opposite the school.
11-year-old Ethan Seidner was in his house when he heard it, then saw the debris come sprinkling out of the gray cloud cover.
It looked like a bunch of pieces of scrap metal just falling from the sky slowly.
The plane was owned by a Bristol, Connecticut man whose family is still trying to absorb the news. He told the air traffic control tower in Farmingdale that his plane was having instrument problems, always a potential disaster in low visibility conditions.
The best analogy I could give is driving in fog.
You don't know where you are.
I mean, driving in fog, you need your lights and you need your instruments.
And the instruments were failing. One of the last exchanges between the pilot and the tower indicates he knew how much trouble he was in.
Clear skies, if we get it closer, that's all.
I can't do that. I wish I could.
It's heartbreaking. The main task tonight was to find, identify, and remove the bodies. One of the bodies was found behind that building over there. 2 others were found with the fuselage over near the elementary school in a wooded area. They are being dealt with by the medical examiner tonight, and the investigation, the crash investigation, begins in earnest at daybreak. We're live in Syosset, Nassau County, Long Island. Lou Young, CBS 2 News.
Lou, thank you.